Hello, Kaloo. How are we all doing today? My name is Notepad Anon and I write games for fun, so what are we doing today? Today we are going to be working on Fear and Hunger, Solus and Somnium. A game about going insane, probably, and getting your eyes plucked out by a fucking bird. Oh, hiccuping. A little bit later than I originally had planned, but it happens. Made dinner. It was good dinner. Going to enjoy my my tea. But yes, we're gonna work on this. Did a little bit of work on it the other day. We're in a place currently. Generally speaking, things are looking pretty alright. So I'm probably gonna rewrite the preface a little bit, simply because there's a lot of room here. I thought I changed it, but looks like I didn't. So pretty much, yeah. Get ready for this. This is all it is. Give me 1 second. I'm just gonna check something. I made the pivotal error in my life of having to reset my, clear all my caches and things. For the simple reason that Google decided that YouTube isn't allowed to have nice things, and I've been getting the pop-ups more and more say, hey, you're violating our terms of service. You need to get YouTube Premium. And I'm like, no. That's awful. Why would I ever want to get YouTube fucking Premium? Because YouTube Premium gives you nothing. That's always the funny thing. Like, YouTube Premium has like nothing of value on it. And I always find that it's like, but what's the appeal of YouTube Premium? It's just like, oh, well, you get to support creators more. And I'm like, what do you fucking mean by that? It's like I contribute an extra 2 cents per view? Wowzers. Holy shit. That's awesome. I love contributing 2 additional cents per fucking view. Let's see. Solus and Somnium is a tabletop role-playing game. Delving into the darkness of both the dungeon of fear and hunger, delving into the darkness of forgotten places, and attempting to find reason in insanity. The tormented souls, the wayward souls will find themselves battling horrors beyond imagination, as well as themselves, struggling to feed themselves while keeping their paranoia in check, struggling to feed themselves while keeping their paranoia in check against the rather human horrors that lurk. Ow. Sponsored segments, intros. Just get Revance and spoof your account as premium. I haven't heard of an ad for Nebular Skillshare in months. Huh. I'll have to look into that. Like, I usually don't give a shit about, like, oh, well, here's my Skillshare. I usually don't care because I can usually just skip it, because I've gotten to the point where I'm actually really good of just clicking a single button, clicking forward a little bit and it being the exact point when it ends. It's very interesting. Suggesting they actually even do the sponsor segments, that happens a lot as well. Yeah, I look at premium and it's just like, oh, hey, what do you get out of premium? Well, you can support creators more efficiently. I'm like, what does that even fucking mean? What did that even mean? Yeah, that's what I had to do there, Favoka. And it's like, oh, okay. And it's like, oh, well, you get hundreds of hours of music content. I'm like, I listen to like 10 songs. I listen to the same shit daily. I don't need like an entire music playlist of songs I'll never use. And like, I know they had like the YouTube shows. Remember like Scare PewDiePie? Remember that one? I remember that. That didn't go anywhere, fucking obviously. It's not like you get like the movies and stuff on there for free. Like, you still have to buy the movies. So it's like, what's the fucking point of premium? If premium gave you like here's the, if premium gave you something valuable, like, oh, you could listen to the videos while the app is closed. Who fucking cares? I don't listen to music while I'm walking or anything. Like, I'm apparently weird. I don't listen to music, podcasts, or anything like that when I'm just like walking. Like, I really only listen to it. I listen to it in two circumstances. When I am going to sleep, I just open it up and I just let it slip by my side. And when it turns off, the app turns off, so I am usually fast asleep at that point. Or when I'm doing this, when I'm at my PC, and I'm like, I'm going to avoid this shit, because I don't need this anymore. Yeah, I might get it on my phone, though. Not the best idea in the world, but yeah, no, it's like, I find it very annoying. They're like, gotta do premium. Like, you're just encouraging me to not do premium. Like, you are encouraging me to find alternate solutions to not pay you. Players take the mantle of these tormented souls. of the take the mantle of the tormented. Wait, the later take the mantle of the tormented. Those without a past or a future. Those with let's see, those with a bloody past and a doomed future who are drawn to the dungeon. Let's see, they'll tear one another apart just as much as the twisted denizens. Survival is not guaranteed. Survival must be fought for. Survival must be fought for. As the dungeon takes no prisoners. Except when it does take prisoners, but we don't. Except when it does take prisoners, but we don't talk about that part when it does that. So, Lagarde, you fucking blow Lagarde. So let's see. So fear and hunger, Solus in Somnium. Somnium is played with a full set of dice. 4 d4 d6 d8 4 d6 8 10 12 and d20. Let's see, it's played with a full set of dice, d4 d6 10 d10 20. The d20 being you with the d20 while selfishness is important in the dungeon. On the table, sharing is more. Yeah, just like, please share your dice. Each of the players, shortened to PL, will 3 to 5 players. Actually, 3 to 5 players, known as actually 3 to 6. 3 to 6 players, shortened to PL. PL will embody a tormented and venture forth into the darkness. One PL will take the role of the void, voice of the inner dungeon. Let's see. Let's see. And the 2-sided coins, quarters, and 2-sided coins. Well, selfishness in voice of the take the role of voice of the inner dungeon. Which acts as both the narrator and curator of the dungeon of the tormented's time in the dark. Tormented curator of the tormented's torment. Tormented's. Of the descent into the narrator and curator of the descent into the dark and descent into the dark. A certain video sound effect I like to listen to fall asleep in forest terrain. I prefer to use music for writing to get into the mindset tone of a particular project. Tell me that a Monster Rancher Metabots X-Men cartoon doesn't get you pumped. Not really. I usually, if I do listen to something, it'll probably be like the entire, usually Smithereens by Joji, actually. I like Joji music, actually. I know my friends were all very surprised that I was like, oh boy, Joji music. How did you, what the fuck is that? Like, what? They did not understand how I could like Joji music, but everyone thinks I'm like this hardcore metalhead. I'm like, I'm not. I don't really, I don't try to be like, I'm gonna vibe tonight. Like, nah. That ain't me. So, when a tormented attempts an action with a chance of failure, debilitation, or outright despair, or outright pain, a judgment is called. A judgment is called. The tormented will roll 1d20 plus modifiers and attempt to reach a target number. A target number and set by the void. To reach, and we're going to add in a nice table to. We love tables. Well, more accurately, Notepad likes tables now. Notepad doesn't like tables when he's got to actually like PDF thing. That's annoying. This is fun. This makes things a lot easier. If I could find a way to reliably, very reliably, get tables from Google Docs to Affinity Publisher, 95% of my work would be about 100 times easier. Joji, Joji, or you might know him as Filthy Frank. I don't know why, I just really enjoy R&B music. I find it very comforting and very relaxing. Or I go for GIF Feels thread music. Like, legitimately speaking, it's GIF Fields, Feels music, or other such nightmares. Let's see. So, simple. Generally speaking, I do it like this just for the sake of ease. If I want to be a little bit stranger, I could probably do so like 6, 12, 18, 18, 24, 30, 36. Just increase it by 6 instead. Generally speaking, probably not. Changing the names. Names have power. Simple, it's average, it's tough, it's challenging, it's formidable, it's nightmare. Let's see. So, fuck, change all this. Oh god, oh fuck. When a tormented if the tormented rolls equal to, I should say, equal to or above the target number. Tormented rolls equal to or above the target number. They have cleared the judgment. They have cleared the judgment. They have cleared the judgment, completing their task. If they fail to reach the target, number, they suffer the consequences of their failure, or barely succeed with a consequence. They must suffer. They must manage. Effectively, it's the I'm not going to outright kill you. If like that's kind of the fail forward idea, being like, yeah, just you failed, go forward. You can do this. Like continue things, but there's just a problem. Hey, you need to jump over this building. Okay. You need to jump over the building. Okay, let's jump from roof to roof. And I've rolled a 10. I needed a 15. You're going to get to the other side of the roof. You're just going to land straight on your fucking face. And you're going to take like D6 damage or whatever. Yeah, you've just taken a little bit of damage. Or you got a new condition. Or you've got something on you now. Something goes wrong. Because actually, no, what we should do is do technically I don't need to do this anymore. There is ways you can shift the table around to make your life easier. I just like doing it this way. I enjoy doing it this way, even though it's not the most efficient way. Tormented in many times the tormented will find themselves in opposition to another. Opposed judgments has both sides. Actually, this is a question that we should ask. Do we want the void to roll? Do we want the void to roll for situations, or do we not want them to roll for those situations? I believe they should, because we do have the create an enemy system. I mean, opposed judgments will have both sides. Whoever scoring the highest, emerging the victor. If there is a tie, though one with the highest hope is successful. The one with the highest hope is successful. is successful. Mm. 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 Whoever's the healthiest, total body, whoever's the healthiest, and finally reroll the judgments. Like if everyone is completely equal, just fucking reroll. I think there's always comes a point when you're writing a game where it's just like, yeah, just fucking reroll already. Just like shut up. Like let's see. How do we want to? First steps into darkness, and then we do the heading to. Fate and lucky coins. Many times during their adventure, the tormented will come across situations where only luck is the real determination of the only real factor in the outcome, where only luck is the real factor in the outcome. When this occurs, the void will call for a coin flip. Tormented takes their coin and makes a call. Makes a call of either heads or tails. If successful, the tormented receive has the favorable outcome. If they fail, disaster strikes. However, tormented souls have their lucky coin. Once every session, a tormented may throw in a second coin to a coin flip. They throw a second coin to a coin flip. As long as one of the coins is successful, they are. As long as one of the coins is successful, they have cleared the situation. They have cleared. Luck shines on them. Actually, luck shines upon them. If both still fail, hell shines its. Hell turns its It's kind of like if you have two of these, like if you're burning a lucky coin, it's like, yeah, shit's going really bad for you all of a sudden. You need to fix this. SpaghettiOs, you're not doing really well. You are clearly not doing hot. There is a problem, and you are going to not make it out of here. Get ready to die and have everyone you like make fun of you as you fail rather dramatically. Delicious. Delicious tea. So let's see. So, advantage and disadvantage. So, advantage and disadvantage is going to be... actually, how much does advantage come into the game? Advantage... Okay, so what if we... What would be a good way of wording this? Because this is literally just a pretty basic advantage disadvantage mechanic. I think it works really well for D20 systems, especially one with lower numbers, because you will primarily be shifted toward a successful outcome for advantage and a less than successful outcome for disadvantage. Gives people some ideas. Adroitness. I think it's time to use the term adroitness. So we can call it favor and ruin. Favor and ruin. The tormented may find themselves in a variety of situations where they will be the architects of their own success or tragic downfall. Favor and ruin. Favor and ruin allow the tormented to favor and ruin are two sides of the allow the tormented to roll an additional d20 for a judgment. Let's see. Judgment. If the tormented has favor, they have planned ahead. Found an ideal situation found an ideal situation outcome, found an ideal path. They have the right tools, the right assistance, and everything else. everything, and the right tools and the right assistance, and allowing them to roll 2d20s and take the highest value. If the tormented is in ruin, they have something has arisen, some quirk of fate, or their own poor planning, or their own poor decision. Quirk of fate or their own poor decision making has rendered them low. They will be forced to roll 2d20s, and they will be forced to take the lowest of the 2d20s being rolled. They'll be forced to take the lowest of the 2d20s being rolled. One thing to note, an important fact of Favor in Ruin. Favor in Ruin is that it is entirely on the shoulders of the tormented to find the ideal, to find these or have them thrust upon them. Thrust upon them. Fighting in the dark is not ideal, but fighting in the dark is not fighting the dark will be actually what would be the choice of the tormented, relying on an ally to illuminate it with the torch. Relying on an ally to illuminate with a torch is just as much. The tormented create their own victories and downfalls. It's kind of that idea of like, hey, you don't just assign advantage, disadvantage. It's something you are doing. You are doing this. So what's this? Moon Simply, this is Fear and Hunger, Solus and Somnium, Learn the Dream. It is a game about being going into a place that wants to kill you and probably not making it out alive. Kind of a very hostile game based off another game that's incredibly fucking hostile to you. It's based off a game called Fear and Hunger. Really enjoy it. I haven't played Termina. I'm going to be the first one to say it. I haven't played Termina. Termina just was like, oh, he's going to update it 9 million times, so playing it now is probably not going to be ideal. I'll wait for it to do that. But I'll pretty much start adding things from it as it's coming in here. So that was kind of my call of reduxing this particular game, was because of that. But yes, it's a hyper dangerous D20 go into a dungeon and die violently game. It's very fun. I've used this a lot. I've kind of cannibalized this game for parts in quite a few different places. So it's interesting to kind of go back and kind of rework it, kind of back hack it, if that makes sense. What is your opinion on Gary Gygax's writing, especially his modules? Gary was an interesting GM. Gary did not give a fuck about you role-playing. To him, role-playing was a secondary concern. Does that make him wrong? No. Does that make him right? No. It makes him Gary fucking Gygax. He had a very particular way that he believed, you know, his game. All spade. He had a very particular way that he believed his game should be run. And that very particular way was very, I wouldn't necessarily call it antagonistic, but very much like the story is there to challenge you. Hey, here is a nightmare dungeon full of horrible things going on. What do you do in it? Here is a challenge. What do you do? Hey, there's a giant gap we need to cross. How do we cross the giant gap? Gary does not tell you what you need to do to cross the gap. He just says, there's a fucking gap. One of the other things with Gary, though, I would say, is that he is very open. He is very much the, yeah, you can do that. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, all right. That I can reasonably understand if someone said that. That's Gary in a nutshell. He is a very open-ended individual. Okay, so if a often the gods find themselves the gods of the dungeon find themselves drawn to the exploits of the often the gods of the dungeon find themselves drawn to the exploits of find themselves drawn to the exploits and struggles momentum and faults represent the small chances when the gods are winking and the gods show it would so I just want to make sure I'm using this word correctly and see or show clemency. Let's see, momentum and faults showing the small chance when the gods show are small chances when the gods will show clemency or merciless at their misery. Whenever a tormented rolls a natural 20 on the die, not adjusted with modifiers, they seize the momentum. They seize the actually no would be momentum antony. I think no fumble work. I like fumble. Fumble works. They seize the momentum. Which has the judgment automatically succeed let's see, which has the judgment automatically succeed. Regardless of the final result succeed regardless of the final result, but final result. This will scoring a when taking the momentum during momentum the situation will result in different actually no, the different results will occur. We're going to put a table there. However, when a tormented rolls a natural 1 on the die, not adjusted with modify, on the die, misery follows. Suffering follows. They immediately fumble, which has their action immediately fail, which has their immediately fail regardless of the final result. During a tormented fumbles, they will be forced to God is winking. Actually adding any what's the word I'm looking for? On the roll with favor on the next judgment. So it's kind of like the idea with an attack is that you're going to deal max damage. I'm going to hit you dealing max damage, and we can maybe tie it to different weapon attacks later on, or we can well, favor on the next judgment. Easy enough to understand. However, a tormented tormented may always continue their equal amount of mind to increase their die result to increase their die result to a 20. For example, if they roll a 14 on their next judgment, they may use 6. They may use 6 mind to increase to continue momentum. To continue their momentum. May they continue their momentum by paying the difference of the roll with mind. For example, if they roll 14 on their next judgment, they use 6 minds to continue their momentum. Which effectively is like, hey, the second you get a good hit, the tormented, like the second you get a good hit on, you can continue bashing the fucking skull in. This is not a complicated thing. Like, okay, cool. Like we're trying to make this work. However, when a tormented rolls a natural 1 on the die, bad things go on. Bad news bears. Failing the action, they were losing all momentum they had. Tormented fumbles, they'll be forced to adopt the effects depending on the judgment being rolled. End turn. Let's see. End turn immediately. 5 initiative. Roll with ruin on the next judgment. There we go. So kind of like, hey, momentum's good, fumble bad. What are your pronouns? Notepad. Hello. Bad at business, but had a spirit for the game. Yeah, that's kind of the idea with Gary. That's kind of like the main thing you got to kind of remember with Gary. It is, you get the idea of who this man is right away, and you realize he really cares about the game. He loves D&D. Fuck, he doesn't want to play anything else, though. Just does not want to play any other kind of game, though. He has a very particular way of playing. And it was that very old war game method, which I think one of the things with Gary is I think over time he's been kind of unfairly demonized. that makes sense. I think people have, slowly put him in this idea of like, oh well, Gary was a bad person. Like, no, Gary was a guy who played a very particular way and did not like playing any other way, and had a lot of very basic assumptions about people and things because he was also a guy from the fucking Midwest. Like, I know some of the things that he says kind of comes off a little bit weird if you take them in vacuum. It gets really weird. That's, I think, one of the issues is that, like, if you take some of the things he says in vacuum, it's like, oh well, he's a bad person. But then you look at it from a different perspective, and then it's like, oh well, okay, once you get the full concept behind it, be like, all right, I get what you're saying here. You just kind of went off a little bit wrong. Where it was like the idea with like girls in girls in games. It's like, oh well, they would, girls don't like these things. Hello, Osa Manly. Girls don't like playing, don't like playing these games. That's ridiculous. They just don't like them. But if you take it in vacuum, he's saying girls are stupid and dumb, and they don't know what they're doing, and they just don't enjoy D&D. And obviously, that's not quite right. There are plenty of girls who enjoy D&D. However, if you go with the entire idea of who Gary actually is, you're like, yeah, probably your daughter and your wife and other people's daughters and wives and things. Daughters, wives, girlfriends, whatever. I don't think they really want to play a weird autistic war game in the basement. I think that's kind of weird. And I think a lot of people would be like, yeah. Uh-oh. Ugh. And he was wrong. His own company lost to the company, figure out how to appeal to girls. That's not quite. There's a much larger series of things that go into that than just that. Mostly because, Moon kind of, Moon took it, says it really well. He was really bad at business. Oh, no, not that at all. World of Darkness didn't really... Again, that was... You could kind of say... The thing with TSR's demise, if you really want to get the idea, TSR's demise was about 5 different factors. You had a complete... Yeah. You had a complete saturation in their own market. They had oversaturated the market with their own products, and they weren't good products. And there were a lot, but people weren't. It was funny because there was the one thing I was reading for the video, the TSR video actually, which was cool, which was you had the idea was like, oh well, we're going to have 5 different settings and stuff that will get a lot more people buying. But what had occurred was it actually resulted in less people buying things because one person would just buy one game and just never touch the others, which would be like you're putting out 5 products and a person's buying a single product, and they weren't really getting that wider appeal they needed. The second issue was the Penguin Random House publishing fiasco, which completely killed all their assets and was a fucking mess, by the way. That contributed a lot to it. You had, I would say again, the rise of other RPGs was a big idea behind it, but I don't think it was just World of Darkness. It was things like Shadowrun. It was suddenly D&D was the old guy. You weren't cool anymore. You were a bunch of old people, and old people play D&D. Hip people don't play that. Hip people play Shadowrun. Remember when playing Shadowrun used to be cool? I remember. People play Cyberpunk. People play all these new, different kind of games just because there was more shit out there, kind of more appealing. Generally speaking, they were just more appealing to people. The fourth major reason was the people who actually ran things, fucking hated it. They did not like. The people who actually ran it did things to purposefully inflate other aspects of the business, and there was a lot of internal issues, and people were getting really mad at one another. Because you got to remember, fuck, who was where fucking were you? Where were you? Yeah, Lorraine Williams. Like, you gotta remember, like, Williams was the heir to the Buck Rogers franchise. That's like a very important thing. So she was being pressured by her family to push Buck Rogers stuff because they would make money from it. There was a lot of internal fuckery. Let's just say that there was a lot of internal fuckery with Williams at the helm, and she didn't give a shit about any of this. This was just a business to her. And I think, though, one of the largest issues with TSR at the end of the day was that TSR slowly got so massive, but it was so big that it could no longer see its own feet, kind of thing. Like, it didn't know where it was stepping anymore. And because it got so big, it was so important to itself, people were like kind of itching for it to fail in a way. Like, this is the thing, Moon, simply. This is where things get really stupid. Because TSR did not distribute their own games. Like, that was the really stupid thing with them. Is they went through Penguin, which went through another company, which went through another company, which would, legitimately speaking, there was a point where there was like 4 or 5 companies working all together to get like the ship books out, and it wasn't working. Because they just negotiated this weird deal with Penguin Random House way back in the day, and it just did not work. You should go over Star Frontiers. Star Frontiers would be an interesting thing to talk about. If only just because of what it is. See, I still want the official leaked playtest of Star Frontiers 2. I want the leaked playtest for Star Frontiers New Genesis. That's what I fucking want. I want that so goddamn badly. And you want to know the reason why I want it so bad? You want to know the real reason? Because if I have it, I don't know, it justifies a part of that video which I made, and it was one of the things about that video that I made, the TSR video. I decisively said I do not believe this is real, and I still do not believe the leaked playtest is real. I don't. And you want to know why I don't believe that it's real? There's 2 very important reasons why I do not believe it is real. 1, that makes a brave assumption that it was being written. 2, what is written inside there, and like the only images you can see is very specific. And it was like, where's like the mechanics? Where's the game? It's almost like someone went out of their way. Tenkar's Tavern has a PDF. Yes, and I asked him for it. And he didn't give it to me. I'm already in Tenkar's Tavern. I've talked with Tenkar personally. I've literally talked with Tenkar personally. He's actually a really nice guy. Tenkar's a nice person. That's one thing you gotta remember. Tenkar's a very nice person. I don't even necessarily believe that it's Tenkar who changed things. I think him and Lanasa had beef. I'm gonna say that right now. I say that I think they had beef with one another, and you could have presented him anything. You could have fucking went to Paint. You could have gone to Photoshop and put a big face of Justin Lanasa eating a baby, and he would have been like, yes, Justin Lanasa eats babies. Those two hated each other. This is not a secret. The thing is, you had like the Gamers Against Hate, I think that's what it was called, which was this weird knot company that's gone now, by the way. That's just completely disappeared. It's just been eradicated for some reason, for no reason at all. And you had them there for a while, and you had so many different no, Gamers Against Hate, quite literally, I think it was all a gimmick to get some parties' money. Maybe. I think it was a very focused group about getting one guy. The guy who was writing the game, quote unquote. It was all about getting him. Like, we need to kill this guy. Like, this guy's the worst person imaginable. And he's posted a lot of weird, cringy shit. I won't say wrong, but he more looked like he was a weird poltard. But how do I want to? I have a list of communists right here. This is my list of communists in government. If you see right here this list of communists in the government, no, you cannot see the list of communists in the government. I cannot show it to you because they will know and they will flee the government. They will flee. We will not be able to bring them to justice. But I have the list of communists. I have the leaked playtest of this game. I have the leaked playtest. It's right here, and it completely shows that he's the worst person imaginable. That, you know, I can't even remember his fucking name. He's completely, this guy's the worst person imaginable, and I have it. You can't see where I got it, but I have it. No, that's Deinhardt. Wuso, that's a different person. Deinhardt was out at this point. Deinhardt had left. Steven Deinhardt is a unique individual by himself. I will fucking find him. I'm going to open up the file from which it is. Let me open up the TSR. Let me open this up. Yeah, no, Wonderfilled by themselves, very fascinating company. You should definitely look into. WFD, very, very weird. Very incorrect. Let me see if I can find, Deinhardt was a weird guy, and Deinhardt should go to the Forever Box. Because he was a living mistake. And I say that in the nicest way possible. Deinhardt is a living mistake. Let me see if I can find, we got the trademark discussion. Jack Luke. Let's see, D&D Beyond, Solarian. Prodigal Son situation. Let me see. I legitimately have like just like, I'm going through my notes. Dave Johnson, that's his name. Dave Johnson. Yeah, Dave Johnson. If we look up, let's like Dave. Yeah, you kind of see like this is Dave. That's not Dave, but like you kind of see here Dave Johnson. This is Dave Johnson right here. Here, let me bring him that. That's Dave. This is legitimately all we have on Dave Johnson. Are we really sure? Like you see, like, yeah, as a website, vote his hateful, bigoted tweets. You know, yeah, no hate in gaming. You see, no hate in gaming went away. Dave Films US also is away. He doesn't exist anymore. I don't know who Dave actually is. I think he was just a retarded Polak at worst. There is some... You see this, like, oh, alarms and journeys. But, like, alarms and journeys, let me see. Yeah, you kind of see this alarms and journeys thing. This was Dave Johnson. This is literally, like, it. Like, that was, like, this was his big thing, which was a successor to the Gygax magazine. Yeah, moving forward in the future. This is all Dave does. The Dave Johnson saga by itself is very strange and just not... Dave disappeared. Dave's not here anymore. We've got to drain the swamp. Who's in the swamp? Well, it's whoever the current thing is I'll complain about, not to remove, even when I have the power to do so. Everyone is a baby-eating panda, were-panda, who I'll never tell. Exactly. Hey, what's the tangent? Tangent, you know, we're talking about TSR. One of the things, Dave is gone. Dave Johnson, wherever he is gone. Is not dead. TSR is dead. We were talking about Gygax, so we kind of got into it a little bit. Just the saga of things and how it kind of got to where it is. Yeah, TSR is in a weird spot right now because Lanasa is in bankruptcy. There's a distinct chance, I believe it's dead now. I believe he's dead in the ground. Like, the TSR logos and, like, trademarks, I believe may still own him, but there might be some court case shenanigans going on. Just due to the fact of situations surrounding it. I can guarantee you if TSR, if Wizards of the Coast TSR gets it, it's going to be kind of... Go watch my TSR video again, everyone. Just watch it again. Watch it like 5 times. It's great. It's lovely. It's my favorite video. That is like one of the, like, proudest videos I've made, and nobody watched it because it's a weird autistic rant. Let's see. What this means is that they should not be expected. Make a judgment for opening doors or jumping small gaps. The tormented the tormented are driven by a higher purpose and often damned by such as well. However, adventure often wanderlust often calls to them though situations that demand action or skill will always have a judgment associated with it. But normal roles may also force the tormented Tormented to make a judgment, depending on the circumstances. Reading a book is simple enough, but reading a book in a ancient language is far more complex. Climbing a ladder is no more difficult. Climbing a ladder is no more difficult than walking up a flight of stairs. Climbing a ladder is far more complicated. Complicated with arm. Read the situation and gauge the difficulty. Read the situation. Assume competence and assign difficulty. Kind of the idea is, anytime I do like the assumed competence thing, it's like anytime it's like, I'm not going to make a call for you to read a book. No, that's simple enough to do. You know what reading is. Hey, read this language that doesn't exist. I'm like, okay, that's going to require make me an intelligence check, would you? Hey, I want to climb a ladder. All right, easy enough to do. That's not really complicated. Hey, I don't have an arm. Can I please climb the ladder? Being like, all right, make me a roll, because it's going to be very awkward for you because you're a dumbass. I should do extended checks. Should I put in extendo checks? I should put in extended checks, shouldn't I? Just... Extended judgments. Judgmental. Our special scenarios when a tormented must overcome a goal over a set amount of time. This is covered each time interval, the tormented will make a judgment. If they actually no, should do the void will announce three aspects to an extended judgment. Difficulty, time intervals. Let's see, extended difficulty, time intervals. Actually, no. Difficulty, complexity, difficulty. Complexity, difficulty, time interval. And time interval and time. The time wizard. Complexity is the number of judgments required. Is required to successfully complete the operation. As long as tormented succeed. Let's see. As long as the tormented succeeds at all of them, actually, as long as the tormented succeeds at over half of them, they are successful. They're successful and bypass the threat. Difficulty is the TN of the judgment. Mm-hmm. Mm. 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 Let's see. Difficulty is the target number of the judgment required. Of the judgment required. Of the target number of the judgment. Finally, the time intervals are mentioned. In time intervals are rounds, minutes, hours, seconds, round, minutes, hours, days. Anything longer than that, and the tormented will often go mad. For example, reading an ancient tome would be complexity 8, difficulty 15 in hours. Thus a minimum of 4 hours, and there we go. Assumption of competence there. We put an image. We do something like this. We can add there the right size. I wonder if we just maybe bumping the size up of the Maybe bumping the size up of the font wouldn't be the worst idea. Oh, dang it. I need to make a call on that. Technically both are correct. Which is the which is a more amusing thing to muse about. Both are technically correct. One's just the British way of spelling, one's just the English American way of spelling. Okay, so we've got everything we need here, which moves on to this. So, yeah, we spent some time doing this, by the way. We spent a lot of time sitting around and just coming up with names. This seems to be one of the more universal ones. The other one is, one of them is hope down here. Perception, endurance. But we didn't really come up with anything here outside ferocity, enigmatic, academics, and reflexes. Horus is here. Do I want to give him the satisfaction? Hope should be active and fear should be reactive. So, kind of the idea is... The idea that fear is active is this. Fear is driving you forward. You're fucking terrified. You need to get the fuck out of Dodge. Hope is the only thing keeping you together. Fear is as though the thing nipping at your ass. You are moving forward, Mr. Adroitness. Adroit is a word. Y'all gonna make fun of me. Y'all gonna make fun, but nah, it's a word. Yeah. Bitch, 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 bitch. That's all you people do. Bitch, 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 bitch. It's very cromulent. Fuck you. Fuck you, Draco. See, everyone's like, oh, we're gonna be, like, super friendly. Like, we're all being super duper friendly. And like, no, I don't, I treat my viewers like shit. Fuck you, Drago. I don't gotta take this kind of abuse. Y'all ESL. You're all, you are ESL. See, that's always like that one thing where I have to say, but you're like, you are ESL. You cannot stop me. Woohoo. They don't know I'm practicing English. A man cope. They don't know. Man coping 2023. Well, the thing is, I do speak English professionally. That's what I do for a lot. I just keep trying to put in fun words because you try fitting things into fucking fear. It was a really good idea, and it just didn't work much farther after that. It's great. So, give me 1 second. I need to... don't you dare don't you dare lump me in with those BA English motherfuckers. I don't trust them. They scare me. Is the coin toss mechanic in? Yes, coin toss is in. That's one of the things where I'm a little bit like, even now I'm like, yeah, coin toss is in. Even lucky coin toss, kind of a pseudo meta. It's not really like a full-on meta currency, but it's like, yeah, everyone's got one of these lucky coins they can put in. Can you give examples of when you should use coin tosses? Uh, right now, I could probably add those in a bit, but the idea behind a coin toss is purely fucking luck based. Like, some things are just gonna be like, what's in this hole? I reach my hand in the hole. Nothing good happens. Like, it's things like that. It's like purely, like, there's nothing fate or luck or anything like that. Or like, I'm gonna drink the potion randomly. Oh, you're gonna drink the potion randomly. Alright. Well, luckily you, it's not poison. Ooh, hoo, hoo. It ain't poison. It's things like that. Just, hey, you're just doing something completely off the wall that's not really covered by anything else. Probably gonna be a coin toss. Hey, I'm trying to find a specific book in this library. Where is it? Yeah, you can find it pretty easy. Like, just, I don't really have a fuck it we ball roll. So... Acuity. We have acuity. Guys. It covers so much. Acuity covers so much. We can make it work, right? It works. It's perfect. It's ideal even. Acuity. There we go. Yeah, we'll use acuity. We've got it. This is fine. We've got our direct action. We're kicking down the door. We're trying to think things through a little bit differently. We're trying to see things that aren't necessarily there. We're trying to be smart about something. We're trying to be acute. You just don't want to use mine. The issue is this. This is my thing. 1, fate. That's its own issue. That's a luck roll. We don't need luck anymore. So I need to replace fate with something else. Heart. Heart is weird, and I can't get behind it. I don't know why I can't get behind it. I've been thinking about it, and I can't get behind it for some reason. Observation is really precise. That's a big thing. Proficiency, really good. I like proficiency. Education also doesn't quite fit outside very certain character concepts, and I don't want it to be like, just like that. It's just like, I want a smart character to feel like, hey, you are playing if we go down here, you're playing an adherent. Being a educated adherent is going to be a lot different than playing an educated scholar, for example. So I'm like, having just a strict like education stat, people are going to get real obsessed with it. Being like, oh, well, I have an education of 5, you have an education of 2, I'm smarter than you. It's just like, no, I have a higher acuity than you. I'm reasoning things out faster than you, but you're seeing mysteries kind of thing. You're seeing occultic bullshit. I'm seeing pure scholarly bullshit. That's kind of like my one thing there. Esotericism. Frosty. Esotericism. And I like to add esotericism could work. I like enigmatic though, because it's not quite a social one, but you can use it for a few different things as well as esotericism. So enigmatic is just kind of like yeah, this is just what it is. Oh, Horace gunned down Manly. I see. Goodbye, Manly. What a tragic loss. The Todd Howard of our species. It just works. I can't believe Horace shot Manly. Oh my god. Horace, you monster. I'm enigmatic cutie reflexes. So, generally speaking, art, human fears, cult, magical fears, the endurance is physical threat. Let's see, we have human fears, we have magical threats, we have something, and we have physical threats. I want to power through I want to power through an infection. You're going to be making an endurance check. I want to not lose my shit over this. You're going to be rolling with heart because it's clearly a human did this. This is human suffering. Crazy fucking ritual. I don't want to go insane. Save me. I feel like I'm missing something. Shot through the heart, and you're to blame, baby. You give love a bad name. And just like that, I've been copyright struck into oblivion. It's great. You don't sing well for a cop. Hey! You are all so mean to me. I guess we can put in perception, which is kind of more of a like the idea is that your hopes are going to be your saves, fears are going to be your more active abilities. So I want to save versus a mundane fear. I want to save versus a magical fear. I want to see, save versus seeing something. That doesn't make any sense. Saving versus endurance, like physical. Okay, that makes sense. It's physical. Tell me about saves. I want to learn about saves. I want to learn about saving throws. What if? Now bear with me here. Does anyone else besides me have a hard time reading what I mean by I can read? I have a hard time finding time and space to, like that guy from Twilight Zone who couldn't catch a break. And even he had all the time in the world to read. He broke his glasses. Now, here's an idea. This is an extreme idea. Something a little bit extreme, you could say. A little bit funky even. Save versus hunger? Like hunger pangs? Get it? I mean, like, let's look. I mean, maybe. Yeah, sudden sharp pain or painful emotion, sharp pang of guilt. Kind of, I would say, like even like a save versus rationality. Like that, it's kind of a weird way of saying it, being like you're getting desperate for something. Save versus, yeah. So it would be a saving throw to resist internal threats. I mean, that's kind of a weird way of wording it, but pangs could work. It's kind of a very odd way of wording it. Like, another one would be power. Power would be another one. Kind of more like, this is, if occult is your ability to not lose your shit, power would be your ability to actually use these things. Like, is this breaking you versus am I getting fucking nay-nayed? Am I doing the nay-naying? You're gonna do a save versus power or something like that. That's a little bit weird. Actually, I had an idea. Prowess. Bear with me. This is my idea. This is my big brain idea. Heart. You've witnessed someone murder, murder another man. It's kind of freaking you out a little bit. No. This is a horrible cult going on, and I don't like any of this shit. Okay. Oh my god, that is a being from beyond the colors of time. I need to make an occult save, or I'm gonna go, save me, funny cat. Save me, funny cat. I'm also using magic or anything like that. I'm going to be having to make an occult save. My body does not like this. I do not like this. I have to keep my shit together. Endurance. I've been poisoned. Sink. Ah! Owie. I have been poisoned. I need to resist the poisoning. I need to resist bleeding. I need to power through. Prowess is that snap reaction. I guess that would be more reflex, unless we change reflexes into something else. I don't know. Kind of get what I mean? Like, what would you roll for spotting something? I guess we could put in, like, I guess I would say you could roll, I guess we could add perception. Like, we don't really have a perception stat, generally speaking. There's no perception stat in this game. Would you do a save versus perception, though? Save versus spotting? I mean, I guess that makes sense. Do you spot the thing, yes or no? Everyone make me a perception save, I guess. And there feels like there should be a better word for that than... I guess perception would be the right word. But yeah, His reflexes covers that, so we can do. Save versus someone trying to fucking ambush you, I guess, or save versus try to find try to spot something indirectly, because the others don't really cover that. I guess acuity kind of does. I guess acuity would, because acuity acuity is mental and. That's acuity. Madness and wanderlust. Their wanderings and questing have led them to enter the dungeon. To enter the dungeon while their goals. While their goals may be different, the tormented find themselves drawn to one another, if only to kill one another or find purpose against the old and new gods. And the purpose. Tormented are created from three parts: fears, hopes, and their archetype, which determine actually fears, hopes, skills, and their archetype. And skills. All of these are determined in part by a core foundational element of their being, an archetype. Let's see. So deep in the heart of every every tormented soul is fear. That gnawing evil thing that drives some to great deeds and others to acts of unimaginable cruelty. There is no limit or the mortal heart. Fear is what drives them. The fear of failure, death, failure, destitution, failure, destitution. Or simply, or let's see. Or simply death. Failure, destitution, or fear is what drives them. Each of the tormented's fears are each of the tormented fears are each represent approaches to situations they find themselves in allowing them to tap into that primal heart of mortality to power through power, allowing them to tap into the primal heart of immortality to power through despair and emerge victorious on the other side. Each fear is ranked from -3 to 3, representing the lowest possible adaptability as well as peak mortal performance. As the reaction to their misery as they power forward. Drinking these may rise or fall depending on the circumstance. These may rise or fall on with different circumstances. Actually, more deviant creatures of the dungeon. More deviant creatures of the dungeon may have far larger or far less fears than their human counterparts. Fears are always added. Fear. A fear is always. We'll do. Fears are always added to. Always added to a judgment. With every single one of them drawing upon one of the four approaches they are taking to a mission. Oh, explain how fears work a little bit. This is primal essence, power and misery, and all that jazz. I'll have you know, it took a lot of effort to not just write down power and misery. Power and misery. Ooh. Actually, no. Actually, luck could work. Do enemies have the same stats as the players? Yes, they do. Most enemies do anyway. Some enemies are just. The idea for enemies is that they get traits. Hey, this is a mutant. It has an extra limb. Hey, it doesn't actually register pain, so they get a bunch more limb damage. Hey, anytime this thing attacks your any section of your body, coin flip, and you might get a disease. You might get the disease condition. Sorry. Oh, hey, this thing is easily twice the size of a regular person and gets an additional action every round. Fun. Have fun. Haha, hee hee, hoo hoo. I'm like, nah. I'm being mauled. Or hungry. Yeah, being hungry is its own very valued thing. Oh no, our friends are dead. What do we do? Eat the body. Eat human meat. Eat. The torm. ferocity, the ferocity to dictate their own, relies on their ferocity to lean on their own wild abandon and desires, channeling their rage into combat and against the world that would seek to destroy them. Ferocity, actually, we say ferocity manifests itself in those with everything, with nothing to gain, with nothing to lose. Their lies, biting and gnashing, to power, to overwhelm the fear, or if they overwhelm the fear, or if they stop and think, may just consume them. The tormented finds being enigmatic a method of detached mysticism and esoterica, relying on their erudition to pull themselves out of a situation and overpower and reason out their own situation with divine importance. Enigmatic. How would you enigmatic? Are those with a shining purpose? Those with a shining purpose. They might struggling against resisting the temptation of capitulation. Let's see, resisting the temptation of capitulation for the chance of completing their destiny. Effectively, being enigmatic means you're just fucking weird. You see things through mysticism and esotericism. You know, it's like, hey, detach mysticism and esoterica. Like, this is the kind of the idea is relying on being enigmatic is relying on being smart, and like, oh well, I'm above this. There's a reason this is happening. The reason this is happening is because, well, I'm built different. That's kind of the idea of being enigmatic. Well, nothing bad will happen to me, or, you know, I'll pull through this because I'm just built different. I'm supposed to be here. This is my destiny to be here. You know, I'm here for a good reason. I am an intelligent individual because I am big brain. I have a huge brain. I'm very good. The tormented's acuity keeps them alive constantly. A constant sense of paranoia, and looking for danger around them, analyzing every threat, finding every weakness. They view quick wit and a sly word sly word to open up the path, open up the path forward by any means. This acuity. This acuity is those with those who want to survive. No higher purpose or reason. No higher purpose or reason. Just a human sense of parent. Human sense. Just their burning will to survive. Let's see. Who want to live? I want to live. No higher purpose or reason, just with their burning will to survive. Those with acuity are like, hey, I'm just like, you're just uber paranoid. You're trying to find things with it. You know, you're looking for threats. You're always trying to size people up a little bit. Acuity is kind of like, I'm trying to size you up. You're gonna be rolling with acuity. I'm trying to think things through. I'm gonna be rolling with acuity. Actually, every threat, every situation, and analyzing every threat, situation, and person, finding every weakness. Quick ones like this cutie. Finally, we're gonna go to reflexes. Let's see. Tormented, a shiver go down their spine, snapping into action as their reflexes guide their hand over any training or blind over any training. Reliability and speed will carry the tormented from this place. Always checking all. Finding other routes, opening them quietly, avoiding danger as much as getting into the heart of it. Tormented reflexes. Let's see. Reflexes keep a tormented alive. Pure instinct and pure instinct and function given form. Good coveraching. The only issue is that with prowess kind of fights reflexes a little bit. It kind of does. One's a little. You can make an argument that prowess would be less active. Prowess is kind of that immediate, like, jump into action. Like, oh no, like something is you're falling. Oh no, you're falling. Pick something up, grab onto something. It's not going to be your reflexes necessarily. It's going to be you're making a prowess check. You don't really have that shiver going down your spine as much. You don't have that kind of, that instinct kind of in your heart a little bit, but you have that you're just trained in this shit. You know what you're fucking doing. This is your skill, nothing else. Like you are damn good at your fucking job. See, it feels like it's either I change the idea of reflexes a little bit, or change the nature of it. But hope. Where fear drives one forward deeper into the darkness. Hope is the burning torch. Hope is the burning torch that keeps them alive. Where fear drives one deeper into the darkness, hope is the burning torch that keeps them alive. Hope represents throughout the whole world. Hope is a universal constant. Through the struggle to survive day to day, through the struggle to survive day to day, or find love in the dark, and find love in it's hope keeps humanity moving forward. The old and new gods both rely on the flames of hope and a better future to empower themselves just as much as secure the destiny of the new, secure their own destinies, their own fate. To the tormented, hope keeps them. Hope is salvation. Hope keeps them alive. Hope wards off the darkness. Hope is the only thing they have to temper their fear. And it is all, and it must shine bright, lest they be lost to darkness. Each hope is ranked from 0 to 20, representing the tormented tormented, adaption, and ability with that aspect. Hope. Hope, aka the king, which is number 39. Yes, good copperaching. Currently, the idea is, with these hopes anyway, is you're mostly, things are being targeting various aspects of you. That's kind of a big idea. If we go down here, hey, you've been stabbed with a rusty knife. Please make me an endurance save to not have a fucking crippling infection. Hey, you've had something broken. What occurs? Hey, you've had something occur. Hey, what's and the other one is your mind. Your mind is always ticking down, just as much as you're trying to have to use it as well for magic. Because if you use it for magic is, hey, I'm going to use a spell and it's going to eat 40 of my mind. Or, hey, I need to push a roll a little bit more. I'm going to use some of my mind. But witnessing horrible events, witnessing magic bullshit go on, suddenly your mind's being threatened just as much as your physical body. Hunger and starvation are the weird one. Yeah, see, like, part of me wants to tie it to, like, hunger, maybe, but I don't know what to do for hunger. Art is linked to enigmatic. Let's see, do we have any initiative works just fine, status effects. Yeah, you see some of the status effects like, hey, you've lost an eye. Hey, you're on fucking fire. Hey, you've suffered severe brain damage. Like, yeah, suffering severe brain damage is not good for you. Don't do that. Don't suffer severe severe brain damage. Wow. Yeah, that's why it's like, that's why I was thinking power could be an interesting one. Like, what's your power in this? It's less of a direct save and more of a, are you actually able to draw upon the magic available to you, or are you just fucked? Like, you're not necessarily, you're making a save versus can you do magic? Like, that's kind of the idea there. Maybe link the last reflexes. I would say prowess would probably be the best in that regard. You know what? I'll put in prowess. Because with prowess, we can do a few different things with prowess, I think. And it would kind of also do the link thing a little bit. You'd have that little bit of a link. So yeah, you know what? Fuck it, we'll go with that. Placeholder.exe, yeah. Not a placeholder because that's different. You could also tell when I was just like, what the fuck am I doing here? Okay, so adaption ability. Each hope is ranked from 0 to 20, representing the tormented adaption and ability with that aspect of hope. Well, let's see. During certain events, the tormented will roll a d20, trying to roll under or over. Trying to roll under or over the. Actually. No, trying to roll under their hope to under their hope. Certain events, Torment will roll attempt to roll under their hope. If they are successful, they have resisted. They have resisted that they have resisted or lessened the impact of the situation. If they fail, they will completely fall to that particular sin upon their body. Fall to that particular sin. Oh, we do that. Arts, occult, prowess, endurance. Human fears, the tormented's mental resolve in the face of human horrors. In the face of human horrors. Not every monster is wearing the flesh of otherworldly nightmares. Oftentimes it's more oftentimes that evil lurks within the flesh within the flesh of humanity. Save the tormented must rely on their stout heart. To resist the encroaching fears, the encroaching terror of human nature, as well as their own to their quest. The tormented soul is always delectable to the otherworld, to the occult, and actually no, to the eldritch, to the beings of the dungeon, feasting upon their bones and life essence, feasting upon beings of delectable to the beings of the dungeon. With horrible, actually no, with always, the soul is always tormented soul is always under threat of the dungeon. The soul dungeons, occultic nightmares. Always under threat of the dungeons, occultic nightmares. Understanding and powering through the through the magic of the world requires an in-depth knowledge of in-depth. Finds themselves relying upon the occult to resist horrors beyond comprehension, and the sublime terror. The Dungeonscape. Sublime darkness. Ugh, my sublime darkness. Understanding, powering through the magic of the. Prowess. Tormented must rely on themselves to survive the dungeon just as much as those around them. From physical threats to from the physical threats of the world to the indicates the tormented. Let's see. Prowess indicates the tormented. Kind of lame in comparison, but it's like, yeah, it's just your ability to use their body efficiently and able. Just Reservoir Sprite, huh? Better design saving throws that cancel or mitigate effects. Yeah, to a degree. You would think that now, wouldn't you, Tuberculinde? You'd think that, wouldn't you? However, 2021 Notepad did not think that way. He thought, I need saves, so I'm gonna add saves. Is Fear and Hunger where your most expansive equipment list is? Not quite. That would be Army of Dark, not Army of Darkness. Fucking Hearts of Darkness. Constant fear in everyone around me, and I'm usually hungry. So we do. Tormented's body is toned and ready. For the struggles. Struggles ahead. Whether it is a stab wound, a stab wound of a fine knife, or laceration of the claw, or the silent killer of infection. Endurance is there fortitude and bastion against the encroaching darkness, against the encroaching threats that would kill them, that would kill, maim, or outright that would cripple. Actually, no, it would be cripple, maim, or outright obliterate their existence. I just want to use the term obliterate because obliterate's a fun word. Alright, so. Alright, okay. I think we made pretty good progress. I'm gonna call it there for today. Hearts of Darkness is not actually shared, but if you go to Boots in Mud, it's that. It's the same game. I did not keep Hearts of Darkness on there because Hearts of Darkness has a very unique theme, and I will show everyone Hearts of Darkness. This is Hearts of Darkness, by the way. This is actually this isn't even the most updated version. Hearts of Darkness role-playing game about dancing the glory of Africa's heroes, villains, and beasts. Yeah, this one's a weird one. Yeah, no, Hearts of Darkness is not shared anywhere. Because it's a very no-no game, let's just say that. Boots in Mud is, though. You can find Boots in Mud, and if you ever want to find it, download Boots in Mud, and you will be able to find it. It should be in the Sprugazine. So, I'm going to call it there. Thank you all for watching. My name is Notepad Anon. We will continue our Descent into Madness probably this Friday. Tomorrow I'm going to be working on the Marvel video. I have a strange feeling the Marvel video is going to be very long. Let me bring up the Marvel video just so people can understand the size of the script so far. I shouldn't say so far. I mean, the script's done, but oh yeah, I forgot. I pretty much keep every single script I have on. Yeah, so this is the script. This is probably going to be about 6-7 minutes. Yeah, this is going to be about 6 minutes probably. So that'll be fun to worry about. So thank you all. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Godspeed, good luck, and don't eat the yellow snow. Haha.